Hello everyone. First off, I want to thank everybody for the views and the new subscribers. Liking and subscribing really helps the channel out. It helps push the videos higher in or with the algorithms or whatever. So thanks so much. I also want to apologize for any delay in presenting new defensive formation breakdowns, but with the new patch to Madden, in particular the quote-unquote supposed nano blitz nerfs and the fatigue penalty for smaller pass rushers, which appears to be horribly affecting legitimate pass rushers, by the way. Go EA. But anyway, we're all needing some time to figure out how much these changes affect the gameplay and or if EA is going to tweak it, get rid of it, whatever. So while we're doing that, I thought I'd put out a video on a tried and true offensive formation, the gun tight offset tight end out of the Jets playbook. Now this is the only playbook that has this particular formation, but you can also use almost all the plays and tips in this video out of the gun tight formation, and that one can be found in the Bills, Broncos, and Texans playbook. And there are tons of derivatives of this formation that you can find in many other playbooks. Just check out maddenschool.com. Anyway, and as always, anytime a YouTuber puts out a scheme breakdown, it's important to understand that we're showing some standard and helpful route combos or techniques or adjustments that you can do easily. But it's also important that no matter what scheme you try, just following a YouTuber's instructions, while that can be very helpful, it's just not going to be enough. You need to find your own favorite plays and route combinations, defensive adjustments, whatever. And you need to find those yourself because we all have different play styles, different tendencies, whatever. So always just consider these breakdowns, no matter who puts them out there, as being introductions to a formation or a scheme, tips on some useful setups, and always try to make any offensive or defensive formation work for you and your game style. Okay? So with that said, let's get into it. Gun tight or tight offset tight end is a famous compressed set formation where the receivers are compressed toward the line, and it's very effective at abusing the sidelines and the seams. But it can honestly be a complete and effective scheme, especially if you have Hot Route Master or one of the apprentice abilities on your receivers. If you're able to create those extra routes, it really can take this formation to a meta level. In fact, in Madden 23, this formation was one of the initial metas in the game, and it's still used pretty frequently in Madden 24. I personally started using this formation back in Madden 16 when it was out of the Saints playbook, and it's been my favorite go-to formation ever since, even after they took my favorite play out, which was the halfback wheel play. But anyway, it has a couple of pretty good runs and some really interesting route combos that don't require a lot of hot routing. And for a beginning player, I think that this formation is quite possibly the easiest of the meta or the near meta gun formations to learn. If you learn this formation and get pretty proficient with it, you can easily transfer the same concepts of this formation to other formations like the gun bunch or any of its derivatives. All right, for our audibles, we're going to have the inside zone as our run play. You can also use the 0-1 trap. That's up to you. I prefer the inside zone. PA seams, spot, and drive out. And again, keep in mind, these are the audibles that I choose to use because these are the plays that I rely on the most. Whatever works for you is best, okay? And as far as substitutions, some people like to go to the halfback one package, and if you'll notice, that takes your left inside receiver and it brings in another receiver, okay? So you can have 4 receivers. I prefer to sub in a tight end at my other receiver. This gives me essentially 2 tight ends and 5 linemen. That's 7 people that the defense has to account for in order for the read and react AI to actually take effect. Most people, when they're going to be covering this play, they are going to be coming out in dime, dollar, big nickel over G, basically coverage formations. So it's going to be very rare that somebody's actually going to be able to match your personnel in terms of having linebackers and linemen to match your linemen and tight ends. So this is how I want to go. You do whatever you want for your package. For the packages for this video, we're just going to leave it on the standard packages. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do the run plays. I'm not going to take a lot of time with these. These run plays are pretty darn good. They're not fantastic, but they're pretty darn good. We're just going to come out in the dime and do a random play. But the interesting thing about these is the inside run and the trap give you the opportunity to not just go into one particular hole. You can pop this outside, you can take it more to the inside, or you can just run through the left guard and the left tackle with this inside zone. So we're going to go ahead and run it. It's a good run play, and I've run a few people off the field with this play. So, you know, as long as you pick your holes, and of course don't get crazy block sheds because we're in practice mode, but as long as you pick your holes and follow them cleanly, these runs are actually adequate. You can also pop them to the outside like this and get pretty good gains. But again, I think the best run in shotgun is from the bunch offset tight end, the inside zone out of that. But this one is very good. And you can see we're even going up against a very stacked box here. And as you can see, we break it for a touchdown. So, and I'll cover the 0-1 trap really quickly. And we're going to just do random play out of dime. This 0-1 trap, you can pick and choose the holes too. But it can really get you some good yards. Again, this is practice mode, so the block sheds are they're unpredictable and kind of crazy. But you can get some good runs out with this 0-1 trap. I prefer the inside zone for most of my run plays, but I will use this trap from time to time. And again, we're going up against stacked boxes here, man. This computer is just screaming at us right now. So we'll run it one more time, see if we can get a decent gain. 5 yards, not bad. So those are the run plays. Again, I'm going to suggest using the inside zone. I think it's just a better run play. Aside from these crazy block sheds, this is insane. But the run plays are not the bread and butter of this formation, okay? Seams, corner routes, and spacing route combos are the strength of this formation. So let's talk about how to unlock some of the true power that this formation can provide. The first pass play that we're going to go over is the spot, okay? Standard, this is just stock. It's a very good play. You got the little hook there, you got the corner route, you got your table route, your zig, and another corner route to the left. Really, the only thing you need to do to unlock the power of this play is to streak your outside receiver, okay? You're going to be looking for X as your primary receiver, but R1 is going to be our first read. If it's open, we're going to take it because it is a big gainer a lot of the times if it's not covered. $14 yards right there.
And we're going to hit the corner route right here. Easy peasy. And here we'll just hit the table route for a nice gainer. Again, very easy. And for this one, we're going to streak both of our outside receivers, and we're going to hit this left corner route for a pretty nice gain. And here we're going to motion our halfback to the left, put him on an out route to the left, which is going to draw the zone down, giving more room for that left corner route to get open. And here we're going to streak our right outside receiver, and we're going to put our running back on a table route, and he should get open underneath the zone. And here we're going to motion our halfback out to the left. We're going to put our left outside receiver on a flat route. We're going to wheel route our halfback, and then we're going to drag our right outside receiver. That should free up space down the left seam for our drag route to get open. And then building on that concept, we're just simply going to slant our tight end. And again, it just is going to create high-low reads over that middle, and the left side should be wide open. So as you can see, this play is just an amazing play. It is definitely my favorite passing play out of this formation. Just so many things you can do with it, so many route combos. Lab them up and see what you guys come up with. The next play we're going to cover is the drive out. This play is unique as it has this really nice sharper cutting out route on the left side here, and you don't find it in many formations anymore. They nerfed the route a tad, but it's still very effective, and it's going to force your opponent to always have to have a hard flat on the left side or at least man that outside receiver up. Once they get hit with this route, trust me, most players are going to start adjusting against it, which does help you because you're going to know that from now on they have to dedicate at least one defensive back to watching that route alone. Stock, this play is pretty dang good. You have your out route to the left, the corner route to the left, a sneaky table route to the right that if they don't account for it can be a huge gainer. And then you have a nice high-low read here with your left outside receiver and your tight end. The only real adjustment that you can utilize here is to streak your left outside receiver in hopes that this route is going to pull the zones and get your corner route open. If it's not open, you have your high-low read and your table route as a check down. You can also slant your right outside receiver, and if you have hot route master or tight end apprentice or whatever, you can put one of those guys on a crosser. It's just a really good play, and that out route stock can be really useful for short yardage plays if your opponent doesn't account for it. It's just a really nice play. The next play is the famous PA seams play. This play, we're looking for the corner out to the left or the tight end up the seam as our main routes. This corner route will get open a lot of the times, especially if you streak your left outside receiver. The tight end up the seam really helps destroy that sort of Mabel concept, and it's a really good money play when it comes to that. And we'll just show you how this corner route on the left side, when you streak your left outside receiver, it's a deep corner route, so it has a potential for a really big gain, like we're going to see here. You can also do some really interesting route combinations like putting your tight end on a drag and your right outside receiver on a slant, motioning your halfback to the left and putting him on a wheel route. It just creates some really interesting spacing issues on the left side. And as you can see here, it frees up a bunch of space for our tight end to catch a ball that ends up being like 15, 16 yards. You can even do something like here, like motioning out your right outside receiver and putting your halfback on a wheel route. A lot of times that'll free up that wheel route and you can lob it up over and get a pretty nice gain. And here you can see we did it again, a little bit better spacing even on this route. And here we put our tight end on a drag, we put our right outside receiver on a flat route, and we put our halfback on a wheel route. And we get some pretty good results. And remember, that left corner route and the tight end up the middle are the two routes that we're really looking for each and every play. Just play around with different route combinations and you're going to find your favorite ones for your style of play. This play is just a lot more than meets the eye, honestly. Again, its primary purpose is to attack the seams, and then that left corner route and that left out route are just really good routes. Even doing something like just putting your halfback on an out route and motioning out your right outside receiver can really result in pretty decent gains. Just a really good play. The next play we're going to talk about is the Y out play. This play, just stock, can fry defenses because it has high-low concepts and it has a corner route and a post route that you can play around with. You can unlock that left corner route by just streaking your left outside receiver, and it should get open a lot of the time. Even just running stock, that drag route is going to get open a lot of the time, especially against man. And if you want to unlock that post route from your right outside receiver, just streak your tight end, and that'll oftentimes pull the deep zone, and it'll leave your post route open for a big gainer. You can even just put your halfback on a left out route for a nice gain too. And if you really want to unleash hell on your opponent, just motion your post route to the same side as your corner route, and you have a double corner route for a big gainer. So as you can see, the Y out play has a lot of great concepts that you can utilize as a complement to the other plays that we've already gone over. You also have your standard bench and mesh spot plays that are staples, so I'm not really going to waste everyone's time with breaking these down in detail because they're famous football and Madden plays and concepts that you can also utilize out of this formation. Out of the bench, you can drag your left outside receiver, put your halfback on a wheel route, and streak your right outside receiver for some pretty neat results. You can create high-low concepts out of these plays. You can bring your halfback out of the backfield for checkdowns. You can do all sorts of combinations, including ones that get corner routes open. So these are both really, really great, solid Madden and football plays. Out of the mesh here, for example, we're just going to have a couple plays where we create some high-low concepts and get receivers open. And these plays will work with man and zone. Just pick and choose the route combinations that work best for you, like with any formation. And feel free to pause the video with some of the play art just to see some of the route combos that I'm just drawing up here really quickly. Simply put, this formation, the gun-tight offset tight end, has pretty much everything you need. If you're a beginning to intermediate or average player, you can really rely on this formation as your go-to with just basic setups. And if you get proficient at it, you can use this formation at a very high level. And throwing in Hot Route Master or Apprentice abilities can just really take this formation to an even higher level and can easily make it a very high level scheme. I hope this video has been helpful. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope everyone has a great day.